You have 5 players. 4 players 1 through 4 have an animal. Not all 5, there's only 4. Players pass their animals to the next player, so the first person will run around, hand off to the second player, so now they have how many animals? 2. So the next person circles around, 3, 4, and part of the fun is transferring 4 animals to that 5th player. So keep that in mind. Runner 4 passes all 4 animals to number 5. 5 goes around. They go around their team pin, right, and place all 4 animals in the bucket, or as in this case it's called the cage. We use buckets, but so it's the cage. Then go for the center pin or beanbag. Does the whole animal, as long as most of the animals in there, we don't.
So we're okay with like limbs are outside.
Yeah, limbs are hanging out. That's fine.
All right.
Limbs of the animals, not the kids.
Not the kid.
Not the kid. The animals can have the limbs out there, not the kid. All limbs must stay attached to all kids.
Fine.
There's an error on the addendum describing this game,
Right.
but it's because I thought that this game was only, when I wrote the addendum, I thought this game was originally played with 4 kids. So you play it with 5.
Oh.
And
Yeah, we
play
play
it the
with
way
5.
Mark just described it.
Right.
So if you have your sheet of paper,
No, I
the
think
addendum says 4, it's
Okay.
actually 5.
5.
So the first heat is the whole team all girls, and the second heat is all boys playing, or is it the girl runs in, and then the second heat the boy runs in?
Girl dominant
Oh,
and
girls
boy
here.
dominant. If it turns out that
Okay.
you only have 3 boys or 3 girls,
Yeah.
Okay.
the one going in, one
to
starting and the one ending has to be the
Okay.
gender of girl or boy. If
Yeah.
it turns out you have
It
to
all
throw a
depends on
boy
the
in to
mix
be
of
able to
your
take the
team.
place of a
Goes
girl,
in and starts.
that's fine.
So,
And that's across all of them. Or if it turns out, like on the
good question.
on the other ones, if it turns out that there's a boys and a girls heat and you have to put boys in or girls in, as long as it's in the middle.
Right. Okay.
One of the key things that somebody said is, aren't you getting an advantage by putting more boys in? And I said no, because if you ever worked with boys who were 5 years old, guess who has a lot more focus and is a lot more physically developed?
Here. Awesome.
So if that's your strategy, you need to learn more and also know.
Warren? We
Balloon battle.
tag team, so we.
Yeah. And the balloon battle, one coach is going to help hold the dividing rope, so that we have a rope that runs from across this way and then across here. So the red coach is going to be standing here, the blue coach standing here holding that rope. And it doesn't have to be kept like absolutely tight, just kind of help keep them in their areas. The kids can stand wherever they want. Generally, I coach to put the more aggressive kid in the center here and have these, they can go in, you can have 3 and 4 on this side if that's where the balloon's going. They don't have to be here, they can be wherever. But if you can practice this in your club, it helps out so they know what's going on. The balloon is going to get 2 balloons that get tossed up in the center, and if the balloon comes down your area, it counts against you. So you want to keep it batted away. You can spike it, so you can bring it over and hit it down. As long as you're not hitting the kids themselves, it's okay. But you can hit it down. It only counts once until it gets restarted. So if the kid goes and hits it down, it comes up, he hits it down again before it only counts once.
No dribbling.
What size balloons are going to be used?
9-inch.
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 Inflated to about 8 inches. I mean, we don't use a hoop anymore, but we just.
All right. Thank
They
you.
don't float forever.
Yeah, any question on that? The balloon battle?
And we promised not to use helium this year.
Yeah. So unfair.
We may not tie them.
So Sparky, we've done that. Sparky in and out. If you have an odd number of people on the line, the bag is going to start in the hand. If it's an even number, it's going to start in the bucket. So with the Division 4, it'll start in the bucket. The receiving player, so on the way this goes, the first person brings the bag in, puts it in or retrieves the bag, whatever it is, comes back out. this person can be leaning over, they can be moving, but as long as they touch that bag before their feet go over the line, it's a legal pass. If it's kind of marginal, there's sparks. I'm not going to be like crazy enforcing on this. But if the kid is clearly stepping over, if you have a tendency or a trend that all your kids are coached this way or poorly coached, yeah, we're going to DQ you. But it's not like, I don't like DQing anybody. I like to be nice. But if you're blatantly going against the rules, you're going to get disqualified. So anyway, be kind to us on this. So as long as they're leaning, they touch the bag, they move. We also want them to place the bag in the bucket, not throw it. In placing, they don't have to put it all the way to the bottom. We want their hand to be roughly over, near, close to the top of the bucket. If they're throwing it from several feet away, that's a DQ. So just have them practice it the right way. These are Sparks. They just want to have fun. They don't care about winning. You shouldn't either. The rabbit hunt. My kids love this game. We play it almost every week. They actually beg me to play this game. They love this when we're doing it in the club. So we're going to start off, and all the Awana stuff, it always goes red, blue, green, yellow. Just get that in your head. That's how it's going to go. So if you're on red, you're going to be in first. That's just how it is. All your feet have to be behind the circle line when throwing. So when red team is in, some of the blue players are going to shift around, some of the yellow players are going to shift around, and cover this void. We watch and see that the ball was thrown legally. If it's thrown legally, whoever it hits is out. If the person is over this line when they throw it and it hits people, they are not out. Okay? So just because you see somebody get hit, they may or may not be out depending on how the ball is thrown. As a result of that, we're telling the kids, don't come out unless we come and tell you, yes, you're out. And we will watch for legal throws, and then we'll pull them out if it was a legal throw.
Can you define just a legal throw real quick? Just
The legal throw is they threw it from behind the line.
under, behind.
It can be overhand, underhand, swing around, where behind your back, whatever you want.
Roll it between the legs.
They can, yeah. But it just have to be behind the line.
And it doesn't matter if it hits the ground?
Doesn't matter if it hits the ground, it can hit them in the head, it can, whatever.
If they kick it, they're out.
Yeah. If these kids in here are trying to be helpful and they kick the ball out, which don't tell your kids to do this, they're out.
Right.
You know, they want to avoid, if that ball sits out here, that's good for this team because it's not getting thrown, it's not hitting anybody. These kids, if there's two balls here, they should all be standing way far away. When the ball goes across, they should be running away from that ball all the time and moving.
If it hits 3 of your kids in the middle, all 3 of your
three are
kids are
out.
out.
And they should hold it like this and don't